If you were really confused while watching my last video, well then this video is for you. But before we bust down here, just want to say thank you so much for the support of the channel. The support has just been insane, and I'm really looking forward to making more videos like satisfying reloads and cursed reloads I think you guys will enjoy, as well as experimenting with doing some shorts in the future too. But let's just get right into it. We kick off the video with a lovely reload from Black Ops Cold War. Here we have a revolver that shoots 12 rounds, loads 12 rounds, but holds 6 rounds on the cylinder. Weird. Here we have a pipe bolt-action rifle from Fallout 4. It's pretty self-explanatory. Seems to fire 3 rounds and only reloads 1. Also, this gun seems to have no internal magazine. Just thought I'd mention that. Here we have another pipe gun from Fallout 4. This time the magazine is being loaded into the side, yet the action is above the magazine. I just don't understand how this gun could work at all. Alright, so here's probably the most controversial reload on the video, that being with the Garand ping on a partial reload. And the answer kind of depends on how many rounds are left in the clip. Since the ping sound comes from the springiness of the metal of the clip, it honestly depends on how many rounds are left. So typically if you have less than 4 rounds in the clip, when you eject it, those rounds will get loose and cause that ping sound. I believe in this game, though, it's the same sound effect whether you have 7 rounds left or 2. So honestly, it's just kind of nitpicky at this point. There's, I guess, nothing entirely wrong with this Garand, but here are some other games I think have more accurate reloads. Quite a few people said they actually kind of like this reload from World War II, and you know, I'd probably have to agree with them. Next up we have a Lee Enfield, which has a 10-round magazine that seems to get reloaded completely with a 5-round clip. And here's our infamous angled clip reload. Some people suggested that this might have worked on some scope models for the 1903, but not this one. I'm gonna be honest, I just hate this reload. Like, you take a PPSH and you just reload like an AK. Like, is there anything like necessarily wrong with it? No, it's just me being nitpicky. So at first I did not realize that this shotgun actually has a gas system that ejects the spent shells out. However, at the same time, in order to cock the gun after you shoot all the shells, you have to pull the barrel forward, which we never see happen. So you know that unique revolving system in the shotgun that we just saw? Yeah, well, imagine if Hans just said, screw all that, and just cut a hole down the center of the whole action, and just shoved a magazine up there. I know that Vanguard did a lot of this, but this has gotta be the worst one. Maybe I should just make a whole episode on magazines where they don't belong. Here we have an FN F2000 in a World War II game. So most shotguns in GTA 5 just get reloaded completely with one shell, like this KSG that holds 14 and just gets reloaded with one. This is a super shorty that in-game can hold 8 shells, but is just hungry enough for one. This is a musket being reloaded with a lot of missing steps. You know, there's no ramrod and there's nothing being done to the hammer at all, really. I have a clip here of a muzzle loader being reloaded, which is pretty different from a musket, but also pretty similar. This clip here just does a good job, I think, showing the different steps you have to take in reloading a black powder weapon like this. This SMG, I believe, is based off an MP5, so it doesn't really make sense why you pull back on the charging handle and then just punch a bolt release, because they don't have bolt releases on MP5s. This is a Thompson, based off the 1928 version, I believe, and it seems to have a closed bolt system, which never existed unless they shipped off a batch of these off to Europe or something, but here you can kind of see that action go back better here. And this is what a more accurate reload would look like. Notice how on these SIG lookalikes that once the slide comes back as pushed forward, the hammer does not move. This is what it should look like after the slide is pushed back. Notice now you can see the hammer is down after the slide is pushed back. This was another animation that confused a lot of people, but it's pretty funny when you realize that neither hand touches the mag release, so the magazine quite literally falls out of the gun. Alright, so this time we're going to put the inspect before the reload. Alright, now see if you can figure out what's wrong with this one. So yeah, you have a reload that kind of depends on the stability of the stock. That can be done without a stock, but they changed it, so it's all good. I don't think there was a single comment that said, what's wrong with the Sten reload? Because animation-wise, there was a lot wrong with the Sten reload. Like, I don't get why they just couldn't have used the Battlefield 5 one. The XM8 portal reload can be kind of confusing to watch. So you have two functions of the weapon that are in the trigger guard. You have the bolt release and the magazine release right under it. Now, both of these functions are out of frame of the reload for the most part, so it can kind of seem that the character is pushing random buttons on the side. The LMG variant of this weapon has a more smoother looking reload in my opinion. In order to open the top of an M60, you have to cock the charging handle forward and back, but on the portal reload the lid just seems to open flawlessly without doing so. Some people are going to hate me for this, of course, but I think that Black Ops Cold War has an accurate representation on how to reload an M60 properly. This is just a cursed reload. But before I end the video, I would just like to acknowledge one thing, and that thing being the fact that